Okay, so good day everyone. Now we are in a looking for a pattern. That is one topic for looking for strategy or strategy in problem solving. So let us start with this video. Okay, so ito sa video na ating napanood, so ibig sabihin talagang ang mathematics ay nasa paligid, kasama at makikita natin na talagang yung ganda ng kapaligiran ay mayroong connection o may malaking connection yung mathematics. Maging sa nature, nakikita natin yung patterns, and some mathematicians ay talagang na-discover nila na merong number in nature. Okay, looking for a pattern. A pattern play a major role in the solution of problems in all measure of life. So, magbibigay tayo ng example na itong looking for a pattern ay talagang in reality, in real life or sa totoong buhay ay talagang meron siyang malaking bahagi. First, analyze patterns of human behavior. May mga taong nakatalaga, di ba? May mga taong ganito yung type ng kanilang work na nakikita nila or na-analyze nila ang isang tao by human patterns among the human behavior. So sila yung mga tinatawag natin na psychiatrists. Next, study weather patterns. So, ganito yung kanilang type of work. So, base dun sa nakikita nilang patterns ibig sabihin, napipredict nila, nakikita nila kung anong mangyayari kung merong bagyo na parating na napapag-aaralan nila. Sila yung mga tinatawag na climatologist or climatologist. Next, seek patterns in movement of stars and galaxies. So outside na naman to, di ba? Or sa mga heavenly bodies. Sila naman yung expertise naman nila ay nandoon sa nakikita nila yung patterns among sa galaxies and movement of star. So ito yung mga astronomist. Next, look patterns among clues. So part ng kanilang work or part ng kanilang trabaho ay makita nila or magkaroon sila ng ikang ay result base doon sa mga clues or nagkakaroon sila ng final output base sa mga clues na kanilang napagdudugtong-dugtong hanggang in reality malaman nila yung truth behind that investigation. So sila yung mga detective or pwede rin mga investigator. Pattern useful problem solving strategy. So ang pattern ay isang mabisang paraan din or solution din na pwedeng gamitin para at the end ay ma-solve talaga yung isang problem by or it is what we said an art of mathematics din. Ang pattern ay isa ring art na kung saan ay makikita natin or nagagamit natin as strategy in a mathematics. To find pattern, we have a compare or contrast. Compare in the sense that we are going to find features that is remain. So, isang paraan niya ng pattern. No? Yung nananatili dun sa scenario ay pwedeng magkaroon ng comparison. Then, yun na yung nagiging root of the patterns. Next is contrast. Find that is changing. So, isa ring paraan na tinatawag nating pattern. Yung contrast na every moment ay merong pagbabago. Doon sa pagbabago yun, doon natin makikita yung pinaka-pattern. Okay, so let's give an example of what we said, the pattern. Itong tinatawag nating letter pattern. For example, Al, Bev, Carl, Donna. So after Donna, sino yung susunod? Or who's next?
Letter E, sir.
Letter E. So, pwede ka magbigay ng pangalan nag-start with letter E. Kung ang nakita mo ay yung first letter ng kanilang mga pangalan. So, anong pwede natin ilagay?
Ellen.
Ellen. Tingnan natin ako.
Evelyn.
Ellen. Tingnan natin. Ellen. Ang spelling ng Ellen ay ng ganyan. Ellen. Kaya naman Evelyn. Tingnan natin kung ano pa pwede. Pabalikan natin yung ating example. Al, Bev, Carl, Donna. After Donna, pwede kaya si Ellen?
No.
Pwede si Ellen, no? Kasi ay
6 letters.
hindi siya pwede. Si Evelyn. Si Evelyn. Meron pa ba pwedeng lagay?
Eva.
Eva. Hindi rin pwede si Eva. Kulang pa din. Kasi sundan nyo lang yung mga, yung sa letter A or sa first letter, correct, letter E. Pasok yun. Pero pag tinignan natin yung number of letters, di ba? Al, 2. Bev, 3. Carl, 4. Donna, 5. So, si Evelyn, 6. Pwede na rin, di ba? Pero may missing pa eh. Meron pang missing.
Edmond.
Edmond. Natin si Edmond. Gawin natin si Edmond. Edmond. Okay, 2, 4, 6. Letter E. The 6th letter. Yes, and si Edmond ay boy. Kaya si Edmond yung i-accept natin. Kasi si Al ay boy, Bev, girl, Carl, boy, Donna, girl, Edmond, boy. So, letter E, 6 letters, boy. So, ito na yung ating correct. Okay? Next, number patterns. So, sa number patterns yan, marami na yan, di ba? Nandiyan ang odd-even. Yan, ang kumbaga, isa sa mga masasabi natin, old patterns, odd-even, di ba? Kasi syempre pag add, automatic, mga odd numbers, alam na agad natin yung next number. Let's say 1, 3. After 3, alam mo na agad yung susunod. Kasi meron ka may tinatawag na common difference among numbers. Ganon din ang even numbers, such as 2, 4. Yung next number, alam mo na agad. Di ba? Meron din tinatawag na arithmetic pattern or arithmetic sequence, geometric sequence, or mga tinatawag din na geometric patterns. Okay? Okay, another example of patterns ay tinatawag nating finite differences. So ito ay under pa rin ng mga number patterns. Okay. For example, letter A. So 0, 3, 8, 15, 24. Ano kaya yung next ng 24? So, pwede natin gamitin yung finite differences para ano kaya yung next ng 24? Meron kayong idea? After ng 24, ang susunod. So, sa finite difference, ang gagawin nyo lang, titignan nyo lang yung difference ng first two number. Bawa yung second number, minus mo lang din sa first. So, 3 minus 0 is 3. Tapos yung 8 minus 3 ay 5. 15 minus 8 is 7. 24 minus 15 is 9. So, pag tinuloy mo pa yan, makikita mo meron ng pattern, di ba? 3, 5 or 5, 5, 3, 7, 5, 2, 9, 7, 2. So, nagiging common na yung difference nila at the end, kaya finite differences. So, ibig sabihin, after 24, ano yung susunod?
33.
9 plus 24 is 33. Yeah, 33 na yung susunod. Okay? Ay, wait lang ah. May kulang tayo. 11 na pala yung susunod. Hindi. Hindi 33. Kasi susunod sa 9 ay 11.
35.
So 35. Okay. 35 na. Okay? So how about letter B? After 39, ano susunod? Ano din kung ano yun yung common difference? 3, 6 or 6, 3. So 6, 3 ay ang common difference nila ay 3, di ba? Ang 13, 6, 7. 24, 13. 11. 39, 24. 15. So 3, 7, 11, 15. May common difference sila ng 4. Tama. So ibig sabihin, after ng common difference na 15, ang next ay 19. So i-add mo na lang yan sa 38. 38 plus 19, 58. So 58 yung susunod. Yeah. So yun yung paggamit ng finite differences. Next. Letter C. 1, 5, 14, 30, 55, 91. Ano susunod? Tingnan natin ang common difference ng 5, 1. So 5, 1 is 4. 24, 5. 14, 5. 9. 30, 14. 16, 16. 55, 30. Difference yung kinukuha natin. 25. 91, 55. 36. 36. Okay, so dun sa difference nila, may nakikita ba kayong pattern doon? 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Merong pattern doon, di ba? Kasi ang 4 ay pwedeng result siya ng 2 square. 2 times 2. Ang 9 naman ay 3 times 3. Ang 16 ay 4 times 4. 25, 5 times 5. 36, 6 times 6. Ang susunod ay 7 times 7. Or 49. So, i-add na lang natin yan. 91 plus 49. 150. Tama ba? 150.
Opo.
Yan. Okay. Next, sa letter D. Next three terms. 2, 5, 8, 11, 17, 20, 23. Anong sunod sa 23? Common difference ng 3. Tama. So, magiging 26. Tama. Next ay 29 and 32. Okay? So, yan. Ang common difference niya ay 3. Next, letter E. 1, 3, 9, 27, 81. Ano susunod? So, hindi natin pwede kuhanin sa common difference kasi magkakaiba yung common difference nila. Pero meron isa pang pattern na pwedeng i-apply, yung common ratio. Meron siyang common ratio na halimbawa yung 3, pag dinivide mo sa 1 ay 3. Yung 9 pag dinivide mo sa 9 ay 3. At 27 dinivide mo sa 9 ay 3. 81 dinivide mo sa 27 divided by 3 ay magiging 9, no? 9. Then yung 81 pag dinivide mo sa 3 ay magiging 27. So ano after 81? So 81 times ang common ratio niya ay 3. So after 81 ang sunod? 243. Tama? Kasi i-multiply lang natin multiples of 3 lahat Diba? 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, 27. 27 times 3, 81. 81 times 3, 243. Okay? Last, letter F. So, 2, 9, 20, 35. Next 3 terms after ng 25. Okay? Madali makita. Common difference pwede natin gamitin. Sa 9 and 2, ang difference niya ay 7. 20 and 9, 11. 35 and 20, 15. Pag tinuloy mo pa yon, may common difference pa na 4. So, ibig sabihin, after na 15, pwede na ang 19. So, i-add mo na lang 35 plus 19. Meron kang 54. So, yung after 35, 54 ang susunod. After 54, plus 4 yung 19. So, 23. I-add mo ngayon, 54 plus 23, 77. 77, Yan. So, after 24 plus 4 uli, o after 23 plus 4, 27. Okay, so 27. Kailangan burahin muna natin. Yan, okay. So 27 plus 77. So 27 plus 77, meron ka ngayong 104.
Okay.
104 yung pinaka-last term natin dito sa example na to. Kasi after ng 23 plus 4 ay 27. So, i-add lang natin 27 plus 77, 104. Okay? Okay, and that's it. Next, inductive reasoning, the process of forming conclusion on the basis of patterns, observation, examples, or experiments. Isa sa mga type na examination, ginagamit din itong inductive reasoning. Okay, patterns. Well-known patterns are the following. Meron tayong tinatawag na Fibonacci numbers or Fibonacci numbers. Pascal triangle, nandiyan din ang Gauss addition or yung tinatawag na Gaussian pattern. Okay, let's look this video.
Every day we see patterns in the world around us. They testify to the careful design and hard work that produced them. But what about the patterns that are not made by man, but appear in the natural world? What do they reveal? Consider the snowflake. These tiny crystals are formed when water vapor in a cloud condenses directly into ice. As the crystals grow, delicate and beautiful patterns emerge. Look more closely at the pattern within a single snowflake. The crystalline arms branch, then branch again and again at increasingly smaller sizes. Mathematicians studying this concept of self-similarity use the term fractal to describe a shape that has a consistent, repeated pattern at multiple scales. Where else can fractal patterns be seen in the natural world? Trees can demonstrate a degree of self-similarity. The trunk splits into limbs, which split into branches, then twigs, and so on. We see a similar type of fractal pattern in the leaves of a fern. A different type of pattern, but one that is also a fractal, can be seen in the shell of the chambered nautilus. As it grows, the nautilus builds new, larger chambers and seals off the older, smaller ones that it no longer needs. The result is a spiral that is fractal in nature, maintaining a similar shape as it increases in size. Natural spiral patterns of this type can be observed in many places, from the cloud formations of a hurricane to tiny shells on the beach, from the arrangement of the stars in a galaxy to the seeds on a sunflower head. What causes these spiral patterns? In the case of the sunflower, it has to do with the specific angle at which new plant growths form. This angle, approximately 137.5 degrees, is sometimes called the golden angle. It results in an ideally compact arrangement with no wasted space and creates distinct spiral patterns. Not at the golden angle, but at a different angle, for example 140 degrees, we would see radial arms instead, and the seed arrangement would not be as efficient. As we look even closer, we can discern a fascinating mathematical relationship between this golden angle and a series of numbers called the Fibonacci sequence. In this progression, each number is determined by adding the previous two numbers together. Interestingly, these Fibonacci numbers can often be observed in plants. This sunflower has 34 spirals in one direction and 55 going the other way. Both of these numbers are in the Fibonacci sequence. A pineapple will often have 8 or 13 spirals. Flowers with a spiral growth pattern tend to have a Fibonacci number of petals. Why are these numbers significant? As the Fibonacci sequence progresses, the relationship between successive numbers comes closer and closer to defining the exact value of the golden angle. This intriguing mathematical relationship between the golden angle of plant growth and the number of resulting spirals reminds us that the patterns we see in the natural world are not merely accidental. Each one is a reflection of order and careful design. As we take time to examine these patterns more closely, we're filled with a sense of wonder at the workmanship of their designer, Jehovah God. Every day,
Sir, nagsasalita po kayo?
Ayan, sorry. Ako pala, no? Okay. Naka-mute. So, yung kanina, yung patterns, ay pinakita yung Fibonacci numbers. Yung sequence ng Fibonacci numbers. So, ito yung pinaka-example natin ng Fibonacci number. So, magbigay tayo ng at least first 10 Fibonacci number. Let's start with 1. So, 1, 1. After ng 1, 1 ay 1 plus 1. So, susunod ang 2. Then, after ng 2, 1 plus 2, 3. 2 plus 3, 5. 3 plus 5, 8. 5 plus 8, 13. So, after ng 13 ay 21 na. After ng 21,
34.
34. Then after ng 34, 34, 55.
55.
So, ito yung first 10 Fibonacci number. Start ng 1. Okay, so we use Fibonacci number in this sequence. So, fill in the blanks. So, ano yung mga number in the blanks para ma-complete natin itong Fibonacci numbers na to. 1 blank blank, 11 blank, blank blank blank, 118 blank. Okay, so para makarating ka ng 11, kung ilalagay natin ang 1, 1, so malayo, no? Kasi ang susunod ay 2. So, hindi pwede siya sa 11. 11 na yung pang fourth term. Eh. Kung gagawin naman natin siyang 2, 1, 2, magiging 3 susunod. 2, 3, hindi siya 11. Next, kung 3 naman ang susunod natin, so 1, 3, magiging 4 yung susunod. 3 plus 4 is not 11. So, hindi pwede yun yung 3, 4. Sundan natin ng 4. 1 plus 4, 5. 4, 5 is not 11. So, hindi rin pwede. Ano kaya susunod?
2 and 9
3,
po. 2 and 9.
2 and 9.
3, 8 po. Ay, hindi pala.
3, 8. Yan. Hindi rin pwede yung 2, 9. Kasi 1 plus 2, 3 dapat ito. Yung 3 naman, 1 plus
4.
3 dapat 4. So, hindi.
Okay.
Magkasunod dapat yung susunod, yung ilalagay natin dito. So, kanina nasa 4-5 na tayo. Ang sunod ng 4-5.
4, 5.
4-5 kanina eh. Hindi rin pwede yung 4-5 eh. Kasi 1 plus 4, 5. 4 plus 5 is 9 eh. Hindi siya 11. So, hindi pwede yung 4-5. Ano sunod sa 4-5?
6. Hindi.
Pag 6 agad dito, 7 na. So, 6, 7, 13. Hindi siya 11. What if unahin natin yung 5? So, 1
5,
plus
6.
5, 1 plus 5, 6. Ayun. 5 plus 6, 11. 6 plus 11, 17.
17.
11 plus 17, 28.
20.
28 plus 17. 45. Tama. 45 plus 28.
23.
73. 73 plus 45. 118. Tama. Then 118 plus 73.
191.
Yan. So, yung last natin ay 191. Ayan, complete na yung ating Fibonacci numbers. Next, one of the most interesting number patterns is Pascal triangle. Name after Blaise Pascal, a famous French mathematician and philosopher. To build the triangle, start with 1 at the top, then continue placing numbers below in it a triangular pattern. So pag sinimulan natin itong Pascal, 1 daw from the top eh. Tapos, then continue placing numbers. Pag continue natin yan, then magpo-form tayong triangular. Each number is the 2 numbers above it added together. Except for the edge which are all 1. Ibig sabihin, ito 1 plus 1, lahat ng edges nila ay puro 1. So, susunod ay 1, 2, 1. Next ay 1, 3, 3, 1. Yan. So, pag nagtuloy-tuloy yan, magiging triangular pattern. Then, ito na yung tinatawag nating Pascal triangle. Okay? Ayan. So, ito yung example natin. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So, nakuha nakuha natin yung next row ng Pascal triangle by the sum of the above number. Bawa itong 4, nakuha siya sa 1 plus 3. At yung 6 naman nakuha sa 3 plus 3. Yung 10 ay sa 4 plus 6 or 6 plus 4. Yan, and so on. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pwede pa natin extend itong after ng 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Pwede mo pa siya extend ng another row. So, 1, 6, 15, ito 6 ito eh. Then 20, di ba? Kasi 10 plus 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, and 5 plus 1, 5. Then lalagyan mo lang sa dulo ulit ng, 5 plus 1 is 6. Then lagyan lang natin dito lang 1. And so on. Okay, so tingnan naman natin itong video na to.
Walang wait, sir.
Kasi sir, wala pong nagpipit.
Audio lang po, sir.
Wala kayong marinig?
Naririnig lang po, pero wala pong video, sir.
Wala
Wala
pong
po
video.
nakikita, sir.
Yan, nakikita na.
Baka,
Okay, so dun sa Pascal triangles, so marami pang nakita na mga patterns dun sa Pascal triangles. Sabi nga patterns within the triangles. Nandun yung counting numbers, so, di ba? O kaya yung all ones, lahat ng mga side, or yung two sides ng triangle, all ones. Then ang counting numbers, or yung mga natural numbers ay nandun din sa Pascal triangles. Triangular numbers. Pag sinabi natin triangular numbers, kasi yung numbers ay pwedeng mag-form in a triangle. For example, 1. Then next ay 3. So pwede siyang mag-create ng triangular. 1, 3. Next ay 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yan. Kaya tinawag na triangular number. Nandun din ang odds and evens. Then pag nilagyan natin ng color coding, yung lahat ng odds or odd numbers at yung even numbers, magpo-form siya ng tinatawag natin Sierpinski triangle. Sierpinski triangle and ever repeating pattern of triangles, di ba? Ibig sabihin, within a triangle, ng Pascal triangle, ay mapoform pa yung patterns na triangle within the triangle. So, lahat ng odd numbers, pag nilagyan natin ng color, iba yung color ng even numbers. So, nandun yung Sierpinski triangle. Ito na siya. Diba? Meron siyang different triangles within the triangles. Then, sa horizontal sums, tingnan natin yung horizontal sum, yung kanyang row. So, meron uling pattern. Yung tinatawag natin power of 2. So, 1, power of 2 in the sense na kapag nilagyan natin ng, let's say, 1, that is the result of 2 raised to 0. Then, yung 1 plus 1 is 2. That is 2 raised to 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. And 4 is result of 2 square. 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. And that is 2 cube. And so on. Yan, kaya power of 2. Patterns. Another is exponents of 11. Diba, pag tingnan natin yung row ng Pascal triangles, again, merong powers of or exponents of 11. Let's say, 11 to the 0, that is 1. Or yung nauuna dun sa Pascal triangle. 1, yung pinaka-top. Then yung after ng 1, 1 raised to 1, and that is 11. Then yung 121, that is 11 squared, or 11 raised to 2, and that's 121. Pag tinuloy pa natin, after ng, baka kasi 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. After ng 120, or 1 to 1 ay 1, 3, 3, 1. So, yung 1 ay 11 raised to 0. 11 raised to 0 is 1. Ito na pala yan. Then 11 raised to 11 is 11. Or 11 raised to 1 is 11. 11 raised to 2 is 121. 11 raised to 3 is 1,331. And so on. Kaya lang magkakaroon lang ng changes pagdating sa raised to 5. Kasi sa raised to 5, hindi na natin mamimit itong buong ito. Instead, kapag nag-double terms na siya or double number, double digit, halimbawa yung 10, may iwan yung 0 at yung 1, magiging remainder nitong 10 dito. Kaya 10, mawawala na to. No? So 10 plus 1, magiging 11. Then yung 1, magiging remainder ng 5. Kaya ito magiging 6. So ito, wala na to. Yan. Kaya naging 1, 6, 1, 0, 5, 1. Ganun din sa 11 to the 6 and 11 to the 7. Okay? So ganun yung pinaka-pattern. Next, meron ding square numbers doon sa Pascal triangle. Okay, so kagaya nitong 4, 6, 10. So pag kailangan natin yung 4 squared, and that is 6 plus 10 or 16. Kaya tinawag na square numbers or squares. Bigay pa tayo ng isa pa. Let's say itong kuhanin natin. Ito, try natin pa. So yung 10, 10, so anong 10 square? Di ba masyado malaki? 10 square ay magiging result ng, ay hindi na siya, no? 10 square kasi ano yun eh. Magiging 100, so hindi siya pwede. So selected lang siguro ito. Dito, pwede natin i-try dito. Yan, dito pwede. Kasi dito sa 5, 5 square is the sum of 10 plus 15. Sakto yan. So 5 squared is 25, 10 plus 15 is 25. Okay, so pwede siya doon. Next. Fibonacci sequence. Nandun din yan sa, sa Pascal triangle. Ito siya, oh. So 1, then 1, 1, 1 plus 1. So yung 2, nandun naman sa 1 plus 1. Ito, 1 plus 1. Then yung 3, nandun yan sa 2 plus 1. Ayan, 3. Then yung 5, nandun sa 1, 3, 1. At yung 8, nandun sa 1, 1, 1, 4, 3. Or 1, 1, 3, 4. Ito pala, 1, 4, 3. Ayan, 1, 4, 3. And so on. So, ibig sabihin, ang Fibonacci numbers, Fibonacci pattern ay nandun din sa Pascal triangle. Fibonacci sequence via Pascal triangle. Ayun siya. Next. Symmetrical. So, Pascal triangle ay symmetrical. The triangle is also symmetrical. The numbers on the left side have identical matching numbers on the right side, like mirror image. And symmetrical siya doon. Then, meron pang isang pattern sa Pascal na pwedeng mag-create ng flower. Okay, paano nangyari ito? No? So, halimbawa itong flower na ito. Kapag inad natin yung mga pink number or multiply, pag ginawa natin yung product ng pink number, 1 times 2 times 6, that is 12. Compare doon sa blue number, product din na 1 times 3 times 4, 12 din. Okay, so merong equality na yung petals ng ng flower. Okay? Ayan. Okay. Then yung hockey stick pattern. Pag kailangan natin yung sum, yung hockey stick ay magpo-form siya ng equality. For example, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals to 6. Ayan. Tapos yung 1 plus 4 plus 10 plus 20 plus 35 ay 70. So mag-create pa tayo ng hockey stick. Halimbawa ito. 1 plus 3 plus 6. 10 na yun. Plus 10, 20. Ayan. Ayan, pwede nating i-hockey. Ayan, di ba? 1 plus 3 plus 6 plus 10, 20. Ito yung sagot 20. So, nagpo-form siya ng hockey stick pattern. Okay? Heads and tails. Pascal triangle can show you how many ways heads and tails can combine. This can show you the probability of any combination. For example, if you toss a coin 3 times, there is only one combination that will give you 3 heads, H. But there are 3 that will give 2 heads and 1 tail, such as head, tail, HHT, head, tail, HTH, tail, head. Also 3 that gives 1 head and 2 tails, head, tail, or HT and T, T, head, T, or tail, head, tail, head, or T and TH, and 1 for all tails, T, and T. This is also pattern as 1, 3, 3, 1 in Pascal triangles. Tingnan natin . Ayan, so tosses, yung head tails ng coin, di ba? Sa first toss, meron tayong possible result na head tail. So ang Pascal triangles na ay 1, 1. Second toss ay pwede ang head, tail, head, tail. Kaya ang pattern na ay 1, 2, 1. Sa third toss, ito yung mga possible. Triple head, tail, tail, head. So, meron tayong 1. Yung pattern niya, ito yung pattern niya. So, 1, tapos 3, 3, 1. Yun yung Pascal triangle. And so on. So, kaya yung Pascal triangles ay may connection din siya sa tinatawag natin probability. Okay, last. Itong yung Gauss or Gaussian pattern o tinatawag na Gauss addition.
At this point, since we're only dealing with basic arithmetic, we've limited our patterns to just those that appear with multiplication and addition. These simple patterns and harmonies in arithmetic are only a small sample of what is out there in the vast sea of numbers. These patterns are what make math work. What's more important than memorizing any specific pattern we've seen is knowing that such patterns exist and having a mind open to seeing them. The ability to see these patterns is an important skill in mathematics, and ultimately, being able to use math to understand the world around you. A great example of someone who was able to see the mathematical patterns around him is Carl Friedrich Gauss. In 1787, young Karl was a 10-year-old student in Braunschweig, Germany. The pattern that was perhaps most apparent in his class was the tedious repetition of a dismal life, toiling over slates in a drab, low-ceiling classroom and avoiding beatings from the abusive teachers. There was an instructor at the school by the name of Büttner. Although he enjoyed intimidating his students, Büttner often found that teaching involved too much work. He therefore devised ways to keep his students busy for hours on end while he sat back to relax. On one occasion, as the story goes, he gave his class the task of adding together all the numbers from 1 through 100. This, he had hoped, would earn him a relaxing afternoon of watching students tap away at their slates. He had barely finished his instructions when his student, the young Carl Friedrich Gauss, stood up from his desk, walked up to the front of the room, and turned in his slate on Büttner's large desk with an offhanded, "There you go." Young Karl sat quietly for the rest of the afternoon as his fellow students finished their addition, and Büttner planned how he would beat his arrogant student for avoiding his classwork. One by one, the other students finished and placed their slates on top of Karl's. When all of the slates were turned in, Büttner immediately ripped Karl's slate out from the bottom and looked at it. To his astonishment, he found that Karl had the correct answer, and the only number on his slate was the answer. He had written no calculations whatsoever. How did he do it? How had he figured out how to avoid such boring, repetitive work and still produce the correct answer? Let's see if we can start to find a pattern to Büttner's horrible addition task. If you start writing out the numbers 1 through 100, or even start punching them in on a calculator, you should notice a repeating pattern. If you look at the problem in chunks, you are adding together the single digits 0 through 9 a total of 10 times, and adding together 10 tens, 10 20s, 10 30s, and so on. The addition problem may seem daunting when you first look at it, but once you start solving it, you can see that it's just screaming out with possible patterns. It's not completely clear what approach Gauss actually used, but more than likely, with the speed at which he solved it, he probably thought along these lines. Let's think of all the digits as being drawn out in a long row end to end. On the far left is 1, and the far right is 100. If we add the first and last number in the sequence, 1 and 100, we get 101. If you look one step in from these numbers to 2 and 99 and add them together, you also get 101. Move in another notch to 3 and 98, and they also total 101. This pattern continues throughout the sequence of numbers until we meet at the center with 50 plus 51 equals 101. We've seen that arithmetic statements can also be encoded with shapes. To make the pattern perhaps a bit more obvious, let's picture the numbers 1 through 100 as little squares. The number 1 is represented as 1 square, the number 2 as a stack of 2 squares, the number 3 as 3 squares, and so on. All the numbers stacked up one next to the other form a sort of triangular staircase. The task now becomes to count the total number of squares. Previously, we used multiplication to determine a number of